Welcome to The Explainer. Tonight, we're going to dig into the source material behind an assassination that shook the world, and a theory that says the official story, well, it's just not true. There's this famous old quote that basically says, killing one person can't change the course of history. But on November 4th, 1995, an assassination took place that seemed designed to do just that. It wasn't just about killing a man, it was about killing the future he was trying to build. So, the official story the world got was super straightforward. A lone gunman, a right-wing extremist named Yigal Amir, murders Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin to stop the peace process. Simple, right? A clear-cut case of good versus evil. But, and this is a big but, when you actually look at the evidence from that night, things get a lot murkier. What if that's not what happened at all? The source material we're digging into tonight lays out a very different and honestly a much more troubling possibility. It's a version of events that pokes holes in the official story at almost every step. Okay, so to really get what happened, you gotta understand the man at the center of it all, and the, let's just say, intense political climate he was dealing with. So let's start with Yitzhak Rabin himself. Rabin's life was, well, it was a journey. He was the classic Israeli military hero, a guy who basically helped build the IDF from the ground up. But then, this hardened soldier does a complete 180. He becomes a peacemaker, a really controversial one. And that pivot, it got him a Nobel Prize, sure, but it also painted a giant target on his back. And all of this led to the Oslo Accords. I mean, this was huge. For the very first time, there was a real framework for Palestinian self-government. Now, if you supported him, you saw him as a total visionary. But for a lot of people on the right, and this group was getting louder and louder, trading land for peace wasn't just bad policy. No, it was a betrayal of everything they believed in. And this is where things get really, really dangerous. Opponents started bringing up these ancient religious laws, Din Rodaf and Did Moser. Look, the bottom line is, they weren't just arguing politics anymore. They were literally labeling Rabin a traitor to his own people, basically saying he deserved a death sentence under religious law. I mean, that's getting a green light for violence. Okay, let's get to the core of it all, the evidence, the stuff from the actual crime scene, because this is where the official story really starts to fall apart. So, check this out. The first big problem, and it's a huge one. Everyone agrees Yigal Amir was behind Rabin. He shot him in the back, we know that. But, and listen to this, the post-mortem reports, they say the bullet that actually killed him entered through his chest, from the front. I mean, how is that even possible? The guy behind him can't fire the fatal shot from the front. And it gets weirder. Let's talk about the gun. The official story says Amir fired real bullets, hollow points. But the source material points out that forensics found 0 gunpowder on Amir's hands. That's basically impossible if you just fired a gun. And get this, the driver says he heard Amir yell blanks as he was shooting. So what was this? Just a show? And the crime scene evidence itself? Oh boy. A medical examiner is sworn to secrecy. The autopsy video? Someone apparently recycled it, taped right over it. All that crucial information just gone. And then there's this song sheet that was in Rabin's pocket. It's covered in blood, and the media has shown this thing with a single, perfectly clean bullet hole in it, but the paper was folded. It just doesn't make any physical sense. Oh, and we can't forget the guy who just happened to film the whole thing, a government accountant named Roni Kempler. He said he just had a gut feeling to be there, on that balcony with his camera ready, and his video, which is basically the only video of the event, is zoomed in and focused on Yigal Amir before any shots are fired. Talk about a lucky guess. Or was it? Okay, so if the evidence is all over the place, what's the alternative? What does the source material suggest really went down? Well, it all kind of hinges on this one incredible quote from the assassin himself. Yigal Amir is in court and he says, "If I tell the truth, the entire state will flip upside down. Everything is lies." And before he can say another word, he's shut down and whisked back to solitary. I mean, what truth was he about to tell? So here's the alternate theory that the source material lays out. It goes like this. Step 1. Yigal Amir isn't the real killer. He's the patsy. His job is to get close and fire blanks to cause total chaos. Step 2. In the confusion, Rabin's own security guards rush him, shove him into his car. And then, step 3, the real shot, the one to the chest, is fired right then and there at point-blank range by someone in his own security detail. And if you were going to pick a patsy, Yigal Amir was kind of perfect for the role, right? He's from a religious family, he's a nationalist, he was in an elite IDF unit, he knew weapons, and everyone knew he hated the peace accords. He fit the lone wolf profile to a T. And here's the kicker. Amir's story kept changing. Yeah, he confessed in the end, but the source points to a taped interrogation where he says something completely different. He says the whole thing was a government-planned operation and that he was specifically told to use blanks. So let's just say this theory is true. The big question is, did it work? Did the assassination actually achieve its goal of killing the peace process? Well, at first, it looked like a total failure. Shimon Peres took over, and the peace process actually kept going. You had major land handovers in places like Hebron and the West Bank, so it seemed like the momentum was still there. But Yigal Amir saw it differently. From his prison cell, he basically said, yeah, I didn't stop it completely, but I prevented the worst-case scenario, a full-blown Palestinian state. And, when you look at how things have played out over the last few decades, you could argue he got exactly what he wanted. So where does that leave us? We've got two totally different stories that just can't both be true. Was Yitzhak Rabin killed by a single crazed gunman? Or was it a deep, dark political conspiracy that used him as a pawn? The material we've looked at tonight doesn't give us the final answer. But it definitely makes you wonder if the story we've all been told is the real one, or just the one that was convenient for people to believe.